Good morning guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to das Reichswald, a forest exactly on the border between the Netherlands and Germany. Totally new for us, so I thought why not explore it, because I was looking for a place to go out in nature this weekend. I had to go out, something sad happened last week and I really wanted to go out, and I found this spot and I didn't have the feeling this time to go out alone. So if you take a look there in front of us, I am not alone. My mom and Max are with us, so that means that I have booked a super duper cute tiny house, really tiny house. Ravi and I slept there before about 5 years ago. One of my first YouTube videos I made was filmed there, but then I came from the other direction, from the Dutch side of it, so over the Mogerheide. And now we are starting at the other side of the border, so in Germany. And das Reichswald, well, it's supposed to be a dense forest, a dark forest. And a lot of people call it a scary forest. There is a long distance hike going through here, the Walk of Wisdom. And I see so many messages out on Facebook from especially women who are hiking that trail solo. And they all are afraid of that section through the Reichswald. So I don't know if it's really a scary forest. We're going to find out today. And as it is halfway October, of course, we are hoping to see some mushrooms. We've seen some, not something spectacular yet, but there are quite a few. Also hoping for fall colors. As you can see, it is starting here. It is a little bit disappointing compared to at home, because then the colors are much brighter already. But I think it's a good start into the fall season. And as long as we see some mushrooms, I think that's always nice. So it's really mild, the weather. It is 17 degrees Celsius. So nothing to complain for halfway October. Tomorrow it should be a little bit less. It should be more cloudy and a little bit drizzly. So we will see that for tomorrow. But for today, it's absolutely perfect hiking weather. It's funny, here you see a sort of monument or remembrance part from das Reichswald Bospoorbaan, so the forest railway. And that was here from 1917 to 1945. And here you have some information about it. And this was the original train. And this is the replica they made from it. So I think that's really good looking. There are definitely a lot of wild boar active here in this Reichswald. And those marks, they are pretty fresh. They can be from today, so who knows? Maybe some of you will recognize it. One of those chalets over there, we stayed last December when we did our winter backpacking trip over the Mokerheide. And today we will be staying in one of those two tiny houses over there. And that's the one we slept in one of our first YouTube videos that we ever made. And a little fun fact, we are exactly hiking on the border. That's the Netherlands. That's Germany. It's good weather, so we decided to treat ourselves on a lunch before we are going to check in. Home for the night. How we say it in the Netherlands? Klein maar fijn. Small but nice. And of course, as those properties are really small, you do not have your own toilet facilities. But what should it be? 20, 30 meters walk. Then you do have your own space. In here there's a fridge that you can use. So that's really nice. And then you have sort of a private toilet and shower because you only have to share it with the other little hut that is next to us. So here you have toilet that you can use. And over here is a shower with also a toilet, shower and a sink. So if you're ever looking for a place to stay near the Mokerheide or the Reichswald, I can definitely recommend staying here. I will link it down in the info box below. There are two of those little cabins and then they have luxury chalets as well. We stayed in one of those over in December. I will link up here in the info box below, no, in the cards up here to the video that I made over there, so then you can see the luxury chalets as well. They cost around 18 or 19 euros per night. Those little cabins we are staying in now for one person costs 30 euros, and if you're staying with two you pay 50 euros. And dogs are 5 euros per dog per night. They didn't charge the dogs this time for us, so that's really nice, very kind of them. But in general that's what you have to pay, so I think everything you need is on hand here. So, time to make some dinner. I got a jet boil with me. That's not happening very often, but I recently won one on the internet, so I thought, well, why not give it a try on this hike, because I do not have to carry my tent and everything, so my pack's fairly light, because obviously a jet boil is very heavy. This is one of the new jet boils, so not the flash, it is the zip. So it's not the one with the piezo igniter, so I still have to light it with a lighter. But I think for trips like this is absolutely fine. What's on the menu? Of course, my favorite peak refuel pasta Alfredo. So that's really nice. So good to be outside, I must say. Let's take the cup off. That's easy. There we go. So good to be out on a backpacking trip again. I really missed it. Like I said, something really sad happened last week. I will give a little bit more information in the video after this trip. I'm not going to put that in this video, but I think I made a separate video about hiking for mental health, stuff like that, because I think this has definitely to do with it. I think this is not going 100%. Now it is. So yeah, definitely going to make a video about that. Now it's time to cook, because this thing is noisy, but also damn quick. I mean, I put it on 10 seconds ago and my water is already boiling. Can't deny, that is a really big plus of a jet boy, right? That it is so freaking quickly. Really looking forward to this meal. You know, it's one of my favorites. I think it is my favorite. And I didn't have it for quite a while, because we haven't done a lot of backpacking recently. So I'm looking forward to this. So yeah, this is going to set. Let's see, it is now 5:15, so 25 minutes it should be done. The package says, what does it say? 10 minutes, but my experience is that if you take the double time, then it is much better. So yeah, then we're going to enjoy dinner and then have a relaxing evening here in our little tiny cabin. About das Reichswald. Did I think it was a scary forest? No. There was nothing different than any other forest we've ever been to. It was quite dark in some places, but still very open. So the trees were not very close to each other, so you can look really far into the woods. So if you ask me, I don't know how people can say that this forest is scary, especially people who are walking the walk of wisdom, which is pretty cool, by the way, because this is the marking for the walk of wisdom. So that's really nice, because this hut is exactly on that trail. But what I see a lot in videos about that trail, when people say it is a scary forest, or when I see posts on Facebook and people are asking, well, I am afraid about the part in the Reichswald, do I need any precaution, to take knives or anything to protect myself? And then I think, well, I do not mean it in a bad way, but very often when I see photos from that trail, then I see a lot of people, let's call them city people. Then you can see the equipment that they are carrying, the gear that they are bringing, the clothes that they are wearing, that they are not used to being in the woods. So, okay, then I can see why they might think that this wood is scary. But then I think, is it specifically das Reichswald? Or is it just that those people are not familiar with being in the woods? Because we obviously are a lot in the outdoors and we know the sounds, and we are not scared of a deer running through the woods beside you. And for example, in this time of year, the deer are bellowing. Well, okay, I can see, if you're not familiar to the sounds of the woods, that can be very, very daunting, because that sounds like some of a kind of a crazy cow that's coming behind you. So for us, those are sounds that we absolutely love, but for those people, maybe not. So, okay, maybe that's why they find a forest scary, but I don't think it's specifically the Reichswald. Then I think they will be scared in every kind of forest. But for me and for my mom as well, it was simply a beautiful forest. You can see a lot of different things. There was a lot to see on the trail, different kinds of sections of trail. So yeah, for us it was really nice. So yeah, I think I'm going to close this video for day one and enjoy my favorite meal, have a last walk with the dogs, and then we will see you tomorrow. Good night.